with you being involved so much with, the civic infrastructure of our city, you've done enough and more work, like you were pointing out, sir. We have had, in the run-up to the Lok Sabha, very recently, Bangalore being at the epicenter of water crisis.
Yeah.
You've had traffic jam issues. Questions have been raised about poor urban planning and infrastructure development. Then you have tunnel discussions that have happened. Why are unnecessarily tunnels being spoken about? And, tenders being called for it when Bangalore doesn't have space. Do you think somewhere the Karnataka Congress this time can take these and convert it into a positive ploy and ensure that they get votes actually based on this? Because in the last assembly elections, the Karnataka Congress actually spoke about local issues and came to power.
Yeah. So, Bengaluru is a rapidly growing city and growing in less than a fully planned and managed manner. As a result, you have these challenges of traffic, for example. Right. And, so as the population increases, so does the population of vehicles, right? So what we need to do in that context is shift more people to public transport. That's why metro feeder buses and first and last mile connectivity that I've pushed for. Right. That's why suburban rail that I've been advocating for 10, 15 years, and now there is progress, right? So, because nobody wants to battle the traffic. You want to get from place to place. That's our job as a government to facilitate that.
Right.
We're working on that. Second, the major log jams, especially in North Bengaluru, the Hebbal flyover, Kaveri Junction, right? All of those, we're expanding roads. We're adding more lanes to the flyover. So that will alleviate things temporarily. We need to shift people to public transport. So there in that Hebbal area, since there's a suburban rail station, there's a bus depot, and there's the traffic hub, I'm pushing for a solution like a multimodal transport hub. The tunnel that we're talking about, there may be a trial tunnel there itself. Now, go to other cities. Come to New York, you will see the Lincoln Tunnel, the Holland Tunnel, under the river.
Absolutely.
Okay. You go to Paris, again under the Seine River, you will see tunnels, because they're often the quickest. But does
Bangalore have that kind of space?
1 second. The tunnel will be underneath, madam. It's not going to be above.
Right.
So as a result, it's actually quite efficient in terms of resources. You don't have land acquisition costs. Right. You're building underneath the existing roads. Right. The challenge, of course, is the scientific challenge. What's our terrain like? What's the geology like? Because we've got tunnels, for our for Nammo Metro. So we're experimenting with different options. But the water crisis that you mentioned, I'd like to point out that some of this is because, the previous BJP government took 3-4 years to desilt Berandur Lake, to desilt Jakur Lake. These are all huge lakes. That's where the water is harvested. That's where the water percolates into the aquifers. And, for whatever reason, they've not made progress. So now we're trying to finish that so that when the rains come, I'm bound to get rains around Ugadi. Right. So basically, by next week, we will start, seeing some respite. But the city has a climate action plan. Okay. When I was head of the planning commission, I've launched a statewide sustainable urbanization plan. Our aim is to make sure that water is not going to be a crisis going forward, that the air is clean, that, that greenery is enhanced. We've got a lot of plans and agendas. This election has come very fast, within 10 months of our taking office. But we've got the vision, we've got the expertise, we've got the drive to execute and demonstrate how we care to anticipate climate change and resolve problems before they hit us.
Just a last few questions, sir. The party has a strong local leadership. We have Mr. Siddaramaiah, who has a good backing when it comes to the backward caste community. You have our Deputy Chief Minister, D.K. Shivkumar, when it comes to the Vokkaliga community. But somewhere, I want to ask you that when it comes to this caste factor, do you think that the Karnataka Congress's Lok Sabha election does not probably have the dominant caste, because the rumors have it that the dominant caste doesn't seem to be swinging in favor of the Karnataka Congress? Is that somewhere true?
See, there's a dominant caste in North Karnataka, that's the Lingayat community.
Right.
The dominant caste in Southern Karnataka, in Old Mysore, is the Vokkaliga community, to which I belong. Okay. And the Congress has given 8 Vokkaliga candidates tickets this time. So very, very clearly, the Vokkaliga community, which often, had some affection for Mr. Devegowda and the JDS, have now rejected them because they've gone and they've got secular in their name, and then they've gone aligned with the BJP. So there's a huge movement away from JDS towards the Congress, consolidating our party's strength, especially in southern Karnataka. In northern Karnataka, we have more Lingayat MLAs than the BJP does. So there is no question of having dominant caste support or not. We have it. Okay, but the basic point is we don't even play caste politics.
Right.
We are choosing the right candidates for the right seats. We are basically, focused on a coalition of everyone. We are not going to exclude one minority or the other. We basically say, come on, let's bring everyone together. In our state anthem, we have a phrase which the poet laureate Kuvempu came up with. He says, Sarva Janangada Shantiya Tota. Okay, Karnataka is the peaceful garden of every community. Right. That's our vision. That's what our commitment is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.